Hands up if you hate sales or you've got stuff around sales. Lots of coaches do. It's not uncommon. If you have negative feelings or mindset around sales, guess what it's going to do? It's going to damage your sales and your potential sales for your coaching business. So today, Angie is going to fly the show solo and come and share with you some ways to start to shift your mindset around sales so that you can congruently and confidently promote your business without it feeling sleazy or slimy. So I'm going to hand over the reins to Angie now. And before I do, let me officially welcome you to the Coaching Clinic with John and Angie. This is the show for professional coaches who want to develop their skills and grow their business. Follow the show on your favorite podcast app and join us every Wednesday for new episodes.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Coaching Clinic. Today, I have the honor of being your solo host. I chose the topic because it's one that I am super passionate about as a coach and to help other coaches. Although I will miss John today, I am excited to be presenting to you for the first time as your solo host. So for today's episode, I wanted to talk about how you can get better at sales, right? Because we all hate sales. I don't know too many people who love sales when they're not a salesperson, right? Nobody wants to raise their hand and go, I want to sell all these things. I want to make phone calls. I want to send emails. Nobody really wants to sign up for that. And today, what we're going to discuss is a little bit about why we don't really want to and what we can do to shift that so that we don't feel that feeling that we get when somebody says, all right, now you're a coach and there is a business to this. People aren't going to come flocking to your imaginary door, right? You really need to manage how you're presenting yourself to the world and not feel that sleazy feeling. "Ugh, I don't want to sell. I don't want to do this." I hear you. And I feel like I'm probably a natural born salesperson because from a very young age, I was that person that was like, but I really want the piece of candy. And I would tell you why it was a great idea to give me the piece of candy. I believe that it's somewhere in my DNA. But let's get started on what I really want to talk about today, how you can get better at promoting yourself rather than selling yourself. That's like the first differentiator is that when you're marketing, you're promoting yourself, you're marketing yourself as a product. So I think that, first of all, you're not alone. Most people don't really love sales. We know that in sales, the way we have to promote ourselves, we're going to receive a lot more no's than yeses, depending on to what extent we are doing that promotion. Nobody that I know on the planet loves rejection. Some people go, yeah, give me another no because it's bringing me closer to my yes. And that's fine. But again, I don't know anybody that's getting high off the idea of rejection. And so we want to make sure that we're shifting our mindset that we're not selling anything, certainly not selling ourselves. We're providing an opportunity to enhance somebody's life. Once we start changing the words a little bit, it actually feels different and it feels better. If somebody says to you, what do you do as a coach? You're not going to say, I sell life coaching. You don't say that. What you would say is, oh, I specialize in leadership coaching or health coaching. You're not going to use the word sell. So why do you feel like you're selling when you're promoting yourself? It's a mindset thing. And we also feel like sometimes we're being intrusive or even a little bit sleazy. For example, I don't say this with any type of real disdain or judgment because there's the stigma like, oh, I don't want to sell because I feel like a used car salesman. I don't agree with it, but it's used and understood. Don't look at yourself that way. If you look at yourself as sleazy or intrusive, pretty sure you're going to come off that way because you're not going to be stepping into your marketing efforts with full intensity and capacity. Because we're not a storefront, we're not a gym, we're not a boutique where we sell something specific that's right there in front of somebody's face, it does take us to a different place where we have to be a little more creative. So the first thing is we want to start pivoting. You have to align your offering with things. I'm going to give you some easy tips today to help shift your mindset because Even though nobody loves sales per se, I think that knowing and understanding that some people are really naturally good at the skill, others are just not. I know some really high level people that are like, I can't touch this with a 10-foot pole. If you cannot talk about your business with ease, work on that. If you're at an event live, let's just say you're at a networking event, you're essentially wanting people to know what you're doing. That's why you're there. You want them to know who you are, you want them to know what you do. And although that might feel off to you, it feels salesy, well, how else are we supposed to find you? Good luck with Google. Good luck with trying to be the number one when you type in life coach, health coach, leadership coach. But when you're in front of people, you want to be able to articulate the beauty of what you do and do it in an artful. I call it the art of the sale. That is something that I don't know. Other people have probably said it. It's probably a book or something, but I've been saying it for a million years. There is an art to it. And I think the first thing is that when you're in front of somebody, right, when it's face to face interaction, you just want it to be conversational. But before you start spewing who you are, what you do, how you do it, my 30-second elevator speech, I always find that it is best ask the person you're speaking with first about them because they then feel that you're valuing them and they're important and you have a better chance of them listening to you. The second part of that is to be prepared to be concise. If you have to overly explain what you do, we probably need to talk because you need to be able to say what you do very concisely and directly. I'm an executive coach and speaker for professional women, and I really specialize in the space of burnout because it's been such a theme over the 30 years that I've been coaching. I said that in I don't know how many seconds, but less than 15. Maybe that's not exactly what I would say or how I would say it, but it's pretty much going to be that. So you want to be able to concisely convey to the other person what it is that you do. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to get into the entire sales process, but some tips that can be really helpful. It's important to understand that there's a way to do things and a way not to. One of the biggest mistakes people make, even if they're sending an email, is they don't build any trust. They go straight for the jugular and start telling you all about me. Let me just tell you everything that I do, everything that I am, how long I've been doing this. Why are you looking to overly validate yourself out of the gate? You need to know who you're talking to and why, which is important. You need to know who your audience is so you know you're speaking the right language when you are communicating, whether it's verbally, on the phone, or in an email. So you have to build trust by remaining in curiosity. Don't make it all about you. Make it about them. Seek to understand why they're even considering coaching, why they're even considering you. Let them talk. Hey, so great to meet with you. I'm really excited about this discovery call. I always have a discovery call to understand if we're in alignment or not. John and I have talked about that in previous episodes, but they're talking to you. So, you know, they're somewhat interested. So tell me what it is, and there should be some specific questions that you ask. One of the most important questions is, tell me what it is that brings you to the idea of coaching. Let them talk. Stop talking. Because the minute you start talking, you're actually stepping into the thing you're trying not to be, which is salesy. If I have a family of six, for example, let's use the car analogy. If I have six kids, myself and a spouse, and I walk into your dealership and you're trying to sell me a two-seater, and I tell you I have a family, I need something to travel in, and that's what you're showing me because of the price point. You want to sell that. You want to make your money. That to me is salesy and sleazy. Say that all 6 times. Okay. But anyhow, because then I know I'm not interested in working with you. You're not listening. What do I need a two-seater for? I have a family. I have 8 people in my family. I need the extended van. I need a bus. So listen to understand because later, what you're going to do when you allow them is you're going to do something very specific. You need to learn and understand what their needs are to see if they are a good fit for you, to see if you're a good fit for them, and what it can look like for them. So that's the first piece. Then, as you're thinking about it, you're going to align what you offer, your product, whatever it is that you offer as a coach, you're going to connect it to their need. You're going to illustrate potential outcomes as well. Honestly, if somebody came to me and said, "Oh, I'd really be interested in doing some energy coaching," I need to understand what they mean by energy. So I'm still going to have the discovery call with them and say, "So tell me what it is that when you say you're looking for some energy coaching, can you describe that for me? I need to better understand that." Because if they start talking about nutrition and exercise, I am not for them. I am not the coach. A, I'm not qualified. And B, that's not what I do. So then I might say, "Okay, I'm glad you shared that. I can refer you. You can try and be a resource and refer somebody out and even make a little bit of money that way on a referral basis." That's why we want to have the understanding. But if they're saying, I'm just juggling everything. I feel like running on the forever treadmill, the hamster wheel, I'm stuck in it. I'm their person. So I say, "Tell me then, again, I'm coaching them in that discovery call. I'm not looking to be a consultant in that moment. I'm looking to understand what their pain points are so I can say, sounds like you are in the right place. Would you mind if I shared a couple of observations and how my type of coaching could benefit you?" I'm having a conversation with them and asking permission to share where I could fit in and help. I'm aligning us. I'm bridging, right? What I offer versus what they need. I'm creating a bridge and I want to make it very easy for them to go, "Oh, yeah, that's what I need." I want them to know that I heard them. So I might even in that moment say, "So you did share X, Y, and Z. Is that correct?" Yes, they'll be happy. Then they know you're listening to them rather than trying to sell them a product. It's the process that does the selling for you because they want to know that they've been heard. It's always about the benefit, right? I always ask, what do you envision the benefit of coaching to be? If you have or have not had a coach, hopefully that's a question you will ask them. What is it that you're looking for in terms of outcomes? You're here. Obviously, it's important to you. Listen to that. That is what they already see, which of course, there's always more that they don't see. That's why we're here. But listen to that and think about how you can connect what you offer to what they need. What's going to change if you hire a coach? Remember this, I think is really important. You are not selling anything. You are creating an offering. You are offering a solution to the challenges that they have. If somebody needs help, do you say to yourself, "Oh, I don't want to impose on helping them"? No. You're like, "Oh, let me raise my hand. I'm happy to help." This is similar to that. If you think about it, I have a solution to your problem. If somebody uses a great product for their hair or their nails or their skin, everybody's, "Oh, you have to try this." And the phone, it's like the telephone game. You want it to be that you feel like I am obligated. I have an obligation. I am a coach and I have an obligation to assist here and be a guide or however it is that you view yourself as a coach to help this person achieve their goals. So don't look at yourself as this imposing salesperson. Be a resource for them toward the things that they're looking for. There's obviously a lot more that I would love to get into, and perhaps there'll be a workshop. Maybe John and I are going to put together a whole program so that we can get more specific with you all. But that's just a quick overview of the idea. If I don't promote it, what's the benefit? There isn't one. And I'm working so much harder in my business to build one. And honestly, if you can't get used to promoting your business and talking about it, you're not going to have one. We would love to hear from you. If you have any questions on this topic or episode topics that you would love to hear John and I talk about, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, we absolutely would love to hear from you. And if you want to leave us a message, you can do that. If you're on LinkedIn, you can find both of our LinkedIn profiles in the show notes for this episode. Come and connect with us there. On the mobile app, you can send us video message. If you want to leave us a message not through LinkedIn, certainly you're welcome to email either of us or go to www.speakpipe.com/The Coaching Clinic podcast. You can leave us up to 90 seconds of voicemail completely free. All you'll need is a microphone and an internet connection. We'll look forward to opening the doors of the coaching clinic again very soon. Take care.